Howdy. Get myself all partied up for you. There, I'm a party. Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm a party. See how long it takes. Somebody just popped in. What up, Brian? Carlos, what up? Bye, what's going on? Bradley, howdy. JJ, dadgum, y'all piling in quick. What's going on with everybody? Got 12 of you now. Bobby, howdy. Y'all be hitting that like button for me now. 14 people and 5 likes. Uh-huh. Good thing it's dark and you can't see back there. Bruce, what's going on? Well, dadgummit, bye. How long till you can take it again? I'm over here in Baton Rouge. 43 degrees in Georgia. I can believe it. C.L., howdy. Richard, howdy. It's, well, I can't see right now, but it was like 49 here. So, Grant, what's going on, brother? I'm doing fine. How about you? Bruce, howdy. I didn't know what time I would get here, what time I'd get out. And I'll be going to bed early tonight. That's why I got on here. So, I was thinking say 15 people and 8 likes, but somebody just hit the like button. Thank you. Got about 6 more of you need to hit that like button for me. So what everybody do over the weekend besides get rained on? Well, California didn't get rained on. Well, if you go with one, I'd suggest someone like Schneider. Well, thank you, CL. Same back to you, brother. Thank you for your service. Don't go with Swift or Knight or any of them. Yeah, I know it, JJ. That's why I'm where I'm at now. Jim Dunn. There is nothing normal about you, Jim Dunn. Don't come in here and start lying right off the bat. And you're telling 2 lies right off the bat. Well, I don't know what you want to do, but I was painting yesterday, painting the closet. But yeah, if you're wanting to stay somewhat regional, then Schneider'd be a good place to talk to, in my opinion. You're quite welcome, Bobby. Thank you, JJ. Oh, that's cool. Oh, me, oh my. Didn't do a whole lot of cooking this weekend. Nothing fancy. Did some post on Simple Living. What'd you post over there? Did some pork chop Saturday night and baked taters. Then Sunday we did some red beans and rice, and it turned out pretty good. No, I'm not in Oklahoma yet. Maybe late tomorrow or Wednesday morning I will be. Well, that's a big assumption there, Bradley. There's some of us that know what both jobs entitle. Oh, okay, cool, Carlos. Well, I've told many a rookie I don't recommend you going out and starting out flatbedding. When you do that, you're trying to learn two jobs at the same time. Both of them can be intimidating and overwhelming. I suggest that you learn how to drive a truck and learn the trucking industry before you take on something like trying to learn how to secure a load and travel with a top heavy load that's liable to do crazy stuff. So if that was good for you, then that's cool. But that don't mean it's good for everybody else and they would just rather swing doors. Maybe they'd rather learn how to operate a truck and learn trucking. There ain't no such thing, Richard. But like I said, do your homework. Uh, Companies like Schneider are the more desirable ones, in my opinion. If you go with companies like Swift, CRST, CR England, all them people are going to do is get you your CDL with somebody and then just make a lot of money off of you and never really train you. You need to go with somebody that will do some real training. What I hear of Schneider is that they put you through a school, they send you out with a trainer, and they bring you back, and they do more training on you, and they've got a real process, is what I'm getting at. It's a little bit more than get your CDL, get behind the wheel, and make our company money. Thank you, Google. Well, thank you, Tyler. I didn't know you'd left. What did I do to make you leave? Yeah, it's more you misquote me, Jim Dunn. You need to get you a hearing aid for your eyes. It's really hard to find a good company to start with, folks. It really is. I had a hand get on here the other night and was saying how I should talk better of the industry and not try to scare drivers off and all that. It ain't a matter of me trying to scare anybody off. Y'all are big people. If you're old enough to get your CDLs, you're big enough to make your own decision. However, I don't sugarcoat worth a damn. And I'll tell you now, once you're in the trucking industry, it ain't so bad. But your first year or two, it's going to suck. There ain't no such thing as a really good company. Now, Nomad He went over there with CFI. His first year or so was great. First year, year and a half. Now it's taking a little bit of a nosedive. So, try CFI. Get your year to 2 years in. I tell everybody they should do 2 years. And then you can start writing your own ticket for where you want to go. But there's no such thing as the ideal first company training you and all that. It just, I don't see it. All right, well, thank you, Tyler. Barry, what's going on? The Trucker Review Channel. Somebody else mentioned that earlier. Well, cool, see Hill. Not on the wheelchair, on bending it all down. Well, that's a good thing. Go do your, make sure you can pass the hearing test. They do give you one. I wouldn't do that, Carlos. You know better. I don't know if Old Dominion trains or not, and I really haven't heard a lot about them. Back in the day, I don't know if it's still true. A lot of them companies like that have so much line haul work, they didn't keep their equipment up real good. I'm not saying Old Dominion was one of them or they was not. I know a lot of the old Yellers and all them. I heard a lot of their drivers complain about the equipment not getting kept up. They just ran it ragged. They get so many miles on them. So just be careful with their equipment. Check their safety score. What up, Hans? Oh, it ain't all bad. Well, you're quite welcome, bye. Those ain't tacos you're having. Chicken fajitas, and he ain't cooking them. Mama's cooking them. What up, Glass? Oh, oh Lordy, 2 years ago. I drove that truck for about 3 months. Told them I was gonna quit if they didn't give me an old truck back, and they gave me this old truck. Just outside of Long Beach. Well, there you go. There's your word on Old Dominion. Thank you, Bobby. What's up there, Carlos? What's up to Commander-in-Chief? What y'all wanting Trump to do now? J.A., what's up? There you go, Tyler. Sometimes you gotta just argue with them. I know it's gonna kill my neck cleaning up there doing this. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Bradley. That's how you do it. Huh. I don't know about all that enjoying it. Necessary evil. We had that new AC put in, I don't know, 4 or 6 weeks ago. It developed a leak in the attic and ran down the closet wall in one of the spare bedrooms. And Grandma found it. We got the leak fixed. And we got some killer we sprayed on it. Got it killed, and it stopped it from spreading, but it didn't clean up, so we wind up having to paint it, put some kilts on it. So we'll see how it all works. And got more painting to do this weekend. Uh-huh. Oh, me, oh my. I'm sitting here at my last receiver just chilling. Last time I was here, a couple weeks ago, a place called Elite over here. They do import cars. They get import cars and then they put a bunch of fancy jewelry on them. But they're straight across from that dock I got to hit. And they had their cars all over the place and wouldn't move them for me to hit that dock. When I first got here, the receiver was still here talking to someone else. They all locked up, ready to leave. We shot the bull a few minutes. He told me they've been doing that a lot lately and said I was the only one that's been able to hit the dock. Yeah, I had to work at it too, I guarantee you. I don't know why people are like that. It's uncalled for. Boy, that ain't good. Middle lane, that's middle of the night. Yeah, I've done had enough winter time, that's for sure. Well, I can agree with that, Tyler. It's more being aware of your surroundings. And it seems to me that a deaf person would be watching these mirrors and stuff a whole lot more. And up here in this truck, most of these little wimpy horns and stuff, you can't hear them. The only benefit I see to being a hearing driver is you might hear that siren or something. But, like I said, as a deaf person, if you're paying more attention to your surroundings, you should see the bubble gum machines on them Band-Aid boxes before it gets to you. But it could, Hans. In your case, what I would do is I would get hooked up with a company before I went through all the hassles of trying to get my CDL and finding out that I wasn't going to be acceptable. Find out what company will put you through training and make sure that you let them know about them misdemeanors and all that stuff, and that you are cleared to go to work for them. So, now remember, a lot of these recruiters just try to snatch you up and get you in school. Then after the fact, they want to start clearing you. Some of them want to clear you after you started school. Make sure you get cleared of those misdemeanors before you quit a job and go start and do this other nonsense. JJ, here's that more rain you was talking about. Okay. What about it, CL? That's what I'm saying, Tyler. Well, the logbook deal was just where I had put the wrong date on my log. And it was a city, where was that? Lexington, Kentucky. Little city DOT officer, he DOT'd me and he caught that and they shut me down for 8 hours. Back in those days, it was an 8-hour break, not a 10-hour break. So I sat there for, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours. He had disappeared and never came back. I ripped the out of service sticker off the window and I went trucking. Grandma was with me and boy, she didn't like that at all. But I just got on out of Dodge. Never did hear no more about it. All right, Carlos, don't eat too much. Yep, that's a fact, Barry. Yeah, you stand a good chance of it, Hans. I've known people with a lot more than misdemeanors that have got on out here. I'm just telling you to make sure before you do a whole hell of a lot to make sure that you can get a job with somebody. And in this industry, it's not hard to get somebody to commit to put you to work before you get your CDLs. Once you get on, I thoroughly encourage you to spend 2 years with whoever hired you. Start setting yourself up a good record. That'll put these misdemeanors 2 years behind you, and it'll start showing you some longevity to trucking. The biggest curse on truck drivers is too many of them quit jobs and hop from job to job to job. So if you can have some longevity under your belt, the company that you go talking to after your 2 years is more likely to say, well, hell, he can't be all bad. He stayed there 2 years. Well, they started out good. CFI started out good. The thing with them is like with so many is their trainers out there don't really do that good of a job, some of them. So you need to really learn what you need to be trained on. I know that sounds weird, but go watch some of the phone interviews I did with some of the other rookie drivers, and they'll start giving you a heads up on what they did not get trained on. And if you find yourself with a trainer that is more interested in you knocking out the miles than training you, then you need to do something about it. Oh. Well, Semper Fi, C Hill. I'm glad I made your approval. Carlos also? Howdy, Timothy. How goes it in Italy? Turn the winter over here, buddy. Well, cool, Barry. Well, you want some of our rain and snow? It's rain down here where I'm at, but where I'm going, it's snowing. Luckily, it should still be too warm to stick too much. I think Barry's doing hot shotting, if I remember correctly. Well, they love some of them cars over there, but it ain't as bad as it was the other day. In the morning, I'll get up before they get in there. Now, I'll butt this dock, and hopefully they'll yank their three off, and I'll get out of there before they get in. Well, you never heard no good stuff about Prime from me. Good night, Hans. Uh-huh. I hear you, Timothy. I already had one hand say he's ready for summer already, and I agree with him. Well, I did Prime way back in the day. I don't know, 2001 or 2002 in there. Now, me and Prime didn't get along. They made changes since then. Whether for the good or bad, I don't know, but they have made changes. Back when I was with them, there wasn't no such thing as a company truck. Well, sure they do. I don't know any company that lets you wash and dry for free. That'd be crazy. Somebody got to pay for the machines. And what company you with? Say what? Total transportation. What's up, Pocono? That's right, Tyler. One step at a time. No, I really didn't like flatbedding. There was Too many things about it I did not like. Uh, Most flatbed companies uh, do short haul. So it seemed like every day, if not every day, every other day, I was out strapping, unstrapping, loading, and reloading, and all that nonsense. I didn't like it. Uh, Regardless what the weather is, you got to be out there and working that load. Heat, cold, rain, dry, whatever. Uh, Too many of the loads get loaded above the headache rack. And I had more than double the straps on required by DOT, and had a little old lady pull out in front of me. I was doing 45 mile an hour, maybe less, and I had to lock it up to keep from killing the old woman. And I ended up with 2x6s right here by my head. It's where they had put the top bundle on top. It broke all the straps, came through the sleeper, and literally stopped right here. It was less than a foot from going through my head. And that's when I decided enough's enough. When them making money and getting them last two bundles on the top is more important in my life, nope, didn't like it. I called it quits. The straps and chains and stuff that they have you put on them loads, that's nothing but cosmetics. That is made to hold the load in place. Once that load decides it's going to move for whatever reason, it's going to move. Them straps and chains is not going to stop it. And it's, to me, no, it ain't worth it. Like I told that old boy, I totaled his truck. When them came through here, it totaled that truck. I got back to Georgia with it, and he didn't understand how I did it. But I got it back to Georgia for him. And he offered me a brand new truck. And I said, nope. As long as they're loading stuff above the headache rack, then I ain't driving. That's hazardous pay right there. And y'all ain't paying hazardous pay. So, nope, I don't like flatbedding. It is way too dangerous and way too much BS work for the money. Now, you can talk to some of the flatbedders that love it, and they'll tell you, oh, I don't have to wait. It ain't like Walmart. Well, that's crockable too. It don't matter what part of trucking you're in, you have to wait once in a while. I have said at Walmart building sites where they're building new Walmarts, and wait on a crane to come in to take the pieces off the back. Loaded in Coffeyville, is it Coffee or Coffeyville? Coffeyville, Kansas. Took them 3 days to get my load loaded. Yeah, I was in a motel and all that, and I got a little bit of layover pay, but still. Point is every kind of trucking that you're going to do has its good and its bad. So for me, the bad outnumbered the good on flatbedding. Now, hauling the boats, that's kind of like flatbedding. Same thing, you have to work in all the different weathers and stuff, but I really enjoyed the boat hauling. But my average run with the boats was over 2,000 miles. Because I'd pick up down in Tennessee and I hauled them into Canada. So it wasn't nothing for a 2,500 mile run. So what's going on, Nathan? Trucker John Stomps, whatever that means. Right? Cranes ain't never on time. Well, actually, Timothy, nowadays you have your passport, and most of the companies, when you go doing a border crossing like that, they, oh, I can't think the name of it right now, but they already have everything in the computer, and you got a little, damn it, I can't think the name of it. You got a little barcode deal that goes on your paperwork, and they scan it. 99.5% of the time, uh, they scan everything, ask you a couple questions, you go right on through. Less than 2 or 3 minutes at the port of entry, and you go right on across and into Canada. Coming back into the States can be a bigger pain dealing with American customs. Canada custom wasn't bad. Jason, you was first, man. Not a problem, Brian. New York City. No, TWIC is for your ports down here in America. That don't help you up there. I'll think of the name of them after we quit this. But it's just for crossing in and out of Canada. All right, Tyler, take it easy. Yeah, please let us know. Well, happy birthday, Nathan. Here's a piece of cake for me. Don't eat one for Carlos. He's trying to watch his carbs. The doctor told him watch his weight, so he's trying to get it out there where he don't hurt his neck seeing it. Yeah, I got my Twix card too, for what it's worth. Twix card saves everybody else money. Costs you money to get it, and that's TWIC, not TWIX. I told my company I want to start getting paid for using mine. I'm saving, well, it used to be $100. They tell me they've dropped on their prices now, because everybody and their brother got a Twix card anymore. Take it easy, CL. Yeah, I ain't had a Twix bar in a while. If I get one, I'm going to get a right one, though. I don't want the left. Grandma went by Robert's house, our boy Robert's house. Grandson had been out trick-or-treating, and he gave Grandma a Twix, and she had a right one. So I was teasing her about that. She was teasing him about it, but so they're marking them left and right now. Oh, I hear you, Barry. Go ahead and blame it on autocorrect, man. That's what I do. Spell check got me. I hear you. Well, you get a little closer to that fire and it'll dry them ears. No, he ain't. He just got his own sense of humor. wish they had moved them poor cars out here in this grass lot with these other cars. Make it a lot easier on me in the morning. And Carlos, I did not make that other video. I got watching some other stuff. Oh, I'll be working my way back up to Oklahoma. That's what I always do. Run dedicated freight south and get whatever we can get me back up to the yard. So, let's see if it's light enough out. Yeah, you can see out there. See them cars there to the right? That black one? That's what it got a Dodge around. Now you see that canopy there? That carport looking thing? The dock is immediately behind it. I don't know if you can see the yellow rail for it or not. So as you can see, that black car is right in the way of me getting back into there. You got to hit it all kinds of an angle. It's a pain in the butt. Oh. Aaron, what's going on? Yeah, you're right, Barry. I don't miss going up that area at all. Not at all. Talked to Stone earlier today. If anybody remembers him. He's out in California. He's going to be running I-5 all the way up there, Carlos. I don't know how far off I-5 you are. And he might go by in the middle of the night. You know, he runs team. I told him watch him fires. He's going all the way up to Washington somewhere. I think he said Seattle. I'm not going to swear to that. And he was somewhere getting his truck worked on. He got a new co-driver. And when he wanted to take over, his co-driver picked up a trailer that had 2 bad tires and had 2 marker lights out. And Stone said, "This is California. I ain't playing that." Smart man. So he stopped and was having them fix it. He's now driving an automatic because his new co-driver has that little mark on his CDL, says he can only drive an automatic. So Stone's trying that. I think he got in it Thursday or Friday. Thursday, I think. And he whined and cried like a little girl. So now today he's like, "Oh, this ain't so bad. This is pretty cool." Of course, with the company he's with, they've jacked with the computer settings on it. Well, damn the trolleys. You're right, LTL. One here, one there. Make decent money at it. No, I ain't done the livestock deal. I was offered to be a bull hauler several years back. He offered me 50 cents a mile. That got my attention. We're talking about 15 years ago or more. That would have been running from Georgia up into Kansas somewhere, which would have been a good ride. But then he wanted me to come back on my dime. And that we just went from 50 cents a mile to 25 cents a mile. He tried to explain to me that you got to pay for the glory of being a bull hauler. I said, no, I don't. So I didn't drive his truck. And he was my neighbor. Well, that's with trucking in general, Nathan. Trust me, doing these brake drums, going to some of these, and you would think going to truck dealers, because that's what we haul, brake drums for big trucks. Some of them are the tightest damn holes to get into you ever seen. I mean, I'm good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm damn good at backing up. And there's some of them that we go to hit, I'm like, how in the world am I gonna do this? So yeah, it don't matter what kind of trucking you do. Well, I ain't sure when he's driving right now. He bounces back and forth between night and days. And I ain't sure what his schedule is right now. But you can shoot him a message. But he's going up 5. Well, you mostly haul pigs, don't you, Nathan? Well, I guess with your trailer, you could haul pigs or sheep. And never you haul too many loads of goats. There's a YouTube out where bleeding hearts are trying to block pig haulers from going into a slaughterhouse. Some woman out there crying and I'm sorry, pig, and reaching in there petting them. And I'm like, whether she knows or not, pigs bite. Unfortunately, none of them bitter. I mean, fortunately, none of them bitter. Well, I tell you, I hauled bull hides once. Well, actually, more than once. I hauled about 3 different loads of them out of Texas. Now, that blew my mind. I would haul them out of Texas. Was it up there by Chicago? I think I took them up by Chicago, but up by the Great Lakes to a tannery. I'm like, why are we trucking these 1,000 miles? But they'd been acid washed and all that stuff. Oh man, them things stank. That was another one of them. You drive fast enough, smell don't bother you. But I had my ex-wife with me then. I told her when I was getting loaded, I said, you need to go use the bathroom, take care of all your business. We ain't stopping for hours. And after a few hours, she got whining. And I pulled into a rest area and said, hurry up. Are you going? No, I ain't going. Why not? I said, when you come back, you'll know. She came back out, and by then that trailer done dripped a bunch of the drippings down, and it stank, and she was ready to throw up. I said, now you see, we ain't stopping for hours. Oh, that was bad. Uh-huh. Yeah, we used to raise some hogs when I was growing up, and then I worked on a pig farm as a teenager. Pigs can get damn mean. And if you get a full grown one that's 200 plus pounds, well, they broke my dad's leg once. He had the walk board walking them into the trailer, and there was a couple of them decided they want to turn around and go back the other way. And you know how they are. One starts, they all follow. They wound up pushing past Dad, mashing him between the chute and that walk board. Broke his damn leg. I mean, they're strong. Oh, you don't want to run over one either, because their legs don't bend worth a damn. They'll put a hoof right through your oil pan and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, exactly, Brian. It don't matter how much coffee you use. It still stinks. Boy, I wouldn't like that at all, Barry. Having to leave them vehicles alone for however long, I wouldn't like that at all. That's one of them you call him, tell him have somebody bring him down. What's up, Evasive? I'm going live tonight. I didn't go live last night, though. I've seen your comment this morning. It's kind of late to answer on it. Had someone else trying to bust my chops about me smoking in a video. Making their rude little comments. I told them it was real simple. You don't like it? Go watch a different channel. So, I know. Bad Papa Joe. Now, if I ever showed you, I know I made a video on how to open a banana, peel a banana. Do y'all know how? Did any of y'all go back and watch the videos? How do you peel a banana? I bet all of you right now are telling me to grab this and break it. How many times have you tried to grab that and it don't break worth a damn? It becomes an ordeal. Have you ever watched a gorilla peel a banana? I did. Seen on a documentary. They weren't talking about it, but I was watching that gorilla. When the gorillas and stuff go to peel one, they go to this end. They'll dig that thumb in. They'll peel it right like that. Almost every time it'll work. Uh-huh. And the banana's all pinched up. Not this one. But the banana's a little dry. I'm going to have a banana. Next time y'all go to eat a banana, give it a try. That's right, Nathan. Oh, I tell you, when I was a kid and we was raising them, After they had a litter, we would get the litter off to the side and try to keep the other hogs out, and we'd start cutting them, and them pigs squealing like crazy, which starts getting the rest of the herd all worked up, and let them smell that blood. Oh man, then they do go nuts. Well, that's cool, Barry. The original GPS backing system. Yeah, it's called Get Out of the Way, he's backing up. Did I ever meet the monkey gouger? No, can't say I did. I do have a video up where me and Grandma met a monkey out in California. I forget the name of the monkey now. The monkey was climbing all over us too. It was a rescue monkey. Old boy, a truck driver, had rescued it and had it in his truck with him. And it didn't like women. He went over there and messed with Grandma a little bit, but that monkey did not like women. What up, who? What up, Daryl? You almost snuck in past me there, Daryl. I'm just chilling. All right, Barry, be good, man. God bless. Wonder how cold it's supposed to get here tomorrow or tonight. I don't know if I have that set up on here or not. Well, it says it's 54 at the moment. Low of 36 tonight. Well, that ain't good. Well, actually, it says low of 41 tonight and a low of 36 tomorrow night. JJ, you gonna get cold. 65% chances of rain. Try and check weather. Evidently it's going to take it a minute. Uh-oh, how'd you have a bit of a life change? Well, that's interesting, Hill. I understand that. That's what Grandma said about my Canada runs. I was knocking out some Canada, well, about 2 years of it. Finally, she said, enough, time for you to come home, big boy. Yes, give me hourly. Well, it's supposed to start raining at 11 o'clock tonight and be raining through 3 a.m. Let's see what it says after that. Yeah, 6, 7 o'clock, a little bit of rain. That don't sound all bad. Well, there's Tyler. He's on the Patreon page. I'd like to ask y'all to go sign up with a Patreon. Go to the About page on here. Scroll down to the bottom. You'll see a link to the Patreon. Trying to get some stuff going over there. It's slow, but it's slowly coming around. That helps support the channel. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome Joe here. There. I don't want to hear that. Let's see. Alright, I done seen all them. Oh. 23 degrees. When's it supposed to get cold? Right? Sign cutter, what up, man? My boy spent about 6 years in my knot. And of course, after he got out of the Air Force, I started running through there on a regular basis. When he was stationed up there, I never could get a load going through there. Yeah, I hear the 1,000 degrees. Yeah, Josh, it takes them a minute. I think all these trucks should have a Arctic pack on them. Ah, okay. Well, you got that Arctic front that's blowing down. That's where we're getting this rain from down here in the south. That's why it's supposed to get real cold next 2 or 3 days. What was it? Sunday morning, I guess. I had Lakota over working this weekend, and we cleaned out the garage and stuff, and we got all Mama's plants carried in off of the patio and all that. I'd been telling them we had that Arctic front coming. They act like they thought I was crazy. Then this morning I turned the Weather Channel on before I left the house, and then Grandma seen it, and it was already starting to get cold. It was only up in the 50s over the weekends for the high. So, yeah, I've been to Watertown. You mean the Arctic Pack? The Arctic Pack is on trucks. It's a APU system that keeps your oil warm and your water warm and everything, so that when your fuel tank's warm, it keeps everything warm so that when you fire the truck up, it ain't just an ice cold block of metal trying to fire up. and you get up there where he's at, where sign cutter's at, up there by my knot, you're damn full if you turn your truck off in the winter up there. Yeah, they're diesel. They mount back there on the frame behind your cab, most of them, and they run off your fuel tanks. Well, did you get anything, Nathan, other than code? Now, you know how to build a slow wick for that air blind, don't you? It's not electric. Well, if you're messing with that kind of cold weather, you don't let your tanks get low. If I'm traveling around in a real winter area, I don't let my tanks get below a half a tank. Then you got to start worrying about them gelling up if it's real cold. And a lot of people worry about freezing their fuel gelling up. It don't work that way. It's got to get a lot colder than freezing for your fuel to gel up. Your truck stop, if you're buying it up north, they put an anti-gel in the fuel. Unfortunately, it's not enough, so you carry additives. And even though I don't go up past Oklahoma, my company just stuck 2 bottles in my side box back there. Last time I was at the yard, they was, Papa, you got a cup? No. And they stuck 2 in the side box, which I will use them this winter, I'm sure. So, and I use a lot more than they say I have to. The thing about the anti-gels that you've got to be careful about is they can burn out your fuel injectors. So, or whatever you want to call it, however you want to call it. But it can be bad on fuel injectors. Also, if you're traveling into that real cold weather, you need to get you a couple bottles of 911. It's in a red bottle. Carry that and keep it to the side. If you're ever out and your fuel filters do gel up, hopefully you got a spare fuel filter. You can take that old fuel filter off. Instead of worrying about having diesel to put in your fuel filter, you put that 911 in there and your truck will fire off of 911. My truck only idles above 85 degrees or below 35 degrees. In between that, it don't idle. That's why if you watch some of my videos from in the summer, you would see me tapping that, or you'd hear me tapping that accelerator every so often. These will only idle 4 or 5 minutes. Then it wants to shut down. You have to tap the accelerator to keep it idling. Then it'll idle for another 4 or 5 minutes, and you do it again. So there's several videos during the summer where it was too hot to just count on that AC back there, so I was having to tap it. Oh yeah, Oklahoma gets plenty cold. Well, bummer, Nathan. Better luck next weekend. That's a fact, Daryl. I've had that issue for years out here. That was one of my pet peeves before APUs. They still wanted you to turn your truck off to sleep to save them money. And I would argue with them. I said, you turn your AC off at home? Well, no, that's different. No, it ain't. This truck is my home. Or another one I'd explain to them is, I thought my 8-hour break, back then it was 8 hours, thought my 8-hour break was a safety deal. Well, it is. Then how is it safe for me to be laying back there sweaty and not getting any good sleep because I'm saving you $1 on fuel? Now, I'll grant you, if you do the math, these trucks idling burn approximately a gallon an hour, just idling. An APU unit will burn approximately a gallon a night in 8 hours. But they also cost around $10,000. So the company don't want to buy you an APU because they don't want to put out $10,000. But yet they don't want to spend $20 a night with you burning fuel to stay comfortable. I am not going to be out here uncomfortable. When I lay down and go to sleep, I want my temperature right. And as you get older, your body don't keep your temperature right anyway. Something me and Grandma go through. I'll be hot and sweaty and she'll be freezing. Then in 2 hours, she'll be hot and sweaty and I'll be freezing, and neither one of us touched the thermostat. This getting old stuff sucks. Well, I'm saying that's one of the things with Prime. They was talking about Prime earlier. And other companies like Prime that want you to buy their truck. They tell you it's your truck. You got to pay for all the nonsense for it. Yet they're going to tell you can't idle, and they're going to set the speed on it. So they've got it governed back to what they want it to do and try to tell you that it's for your best business interest. They don't want to let it idle, but they're going to tell you it's for your best interest. No, my best interest says that I need to rock and roll, get on down the road, and it says I need to idle to be warm overnight. So you tell me how you're a owner-operator if you have no say-so over what's happening with your truck. Prime was so bad, when I was over there, somebody had some of the vinyl stuff put on the side. I don't remember what it was, but something they liked. Prime made them take it off. I'm like, really? So these ain't our trucks after all, are they? Well, yeah, they are. No, it's just my bills. So, yeah. That one was saying Prime seemed like a dream job for them. I didn't go into a bunch of it with them, but now Prime's a joke. They may have changed, but I doubt they changed much. Maybe on your truck, on a lot of them you can't, Josh. I use the battery pack on mine. This has got the electrical battery APU on it. And it works just fine. The heater works damn good in the wintertime. But the AC's fine in the sleeper. But if you're sitting up front in the heat of the day, that AC don't do worth a damn up here. But he's only got 2 of these left with the battery packs on them. He's going strictly APU with the new trucks. And they say the AC on the AP regular diesel powered APUs, that they will keep the front a lot better. If you park directly into the sunlight, you got to pull your curtains, put you back in your prison cell, right? So, can of ether. Can you even buy ether anymore? That's a fact, Daryl. Which that's where I've told several of these new drivers, they probably love my channel because I didn't tell them what they wanted to hear. They got 6 months or a year and talking about buying a truck. I tell them, $1,000 you can buy a truck from Select Truck. Now what are you going to do with it? It's easy to buy a truck. Now what are you going to do with it? And if you're going to just lease it onto a truck company, it's no better than just being a glorified company driver. If you're going to do that nonsense, I'd suggest you get your own authorities and start finding your own customers. There's no need in paying a company that broker's fee, and basically that's what you're doing when you lease on with a company. The percentage they take is quite often more than you'd pay a broker. And then they also want to rob you other stuff. They want a maintenance fund and a tire fund. Wait a minute. It's my truck. How about letting me worry about that? But they're all looking out for your best interest. Oh, you filled all your tags? Well, cool. So I got some deer jerky on the way and deer sausage. Nope, that's a little too soon. That's something else I tell people, Brian, is that you've got to have a few years under your belt just to understand trucking. They all think that they get a year under their belt. Oh, well, I can drive. Well, yeah, do you know what your major hubs are, where they're at? Do you know what lanes that you need to be running? Do you know why you would turn down one going where? Oh, I'm sure they will, but I tell you now, you don't want to be messing with that ELD stuff. I won't mess with it. Even if somebody told me how. That could get you in some serious trouble. Falsifying federal documents, and whether it's computer or a piece of paper. That used to be one of their favorite things, that they would get us on with our paper logs. If they could prove that we had lied, then that was falsifying your logs, which is a federal document. Yeah. Brian, you need to shoot me an email with your name and number and a brief discussion, a description of what we're talking about. We need to do one of my phone interviews, if you don't mind, and let some of these other people learn from your mistake. If you go to the About page, scroll to the bottom is my email address. Or else it's Simple Cooking with Rose and Joe at gmail.com. Jeffrey, what's up? Well, thank you. Thank you. Now, you ain't been talking to one of my ex-wives, I know that, because they would argue with you about that good man. They got another terminology they use for me. But that's a whole different ballgame. How long you been trucking now, Brian? Well, you tell my girlfriend I said howdy. Hi, Stormy. What you doing, darling? When you gonna divorce that damn Jim Dunn? Oh, Daryl, don't start telling them lies. I can't vote Democratic. I love America. I don't want to be a socialist country. What is up with them pushing that socialist nonsense? Well, thank you, bye. I did that video. Boy, ain't I a good talker. I talks is gooder than y'all did. I did that video last week, and yes, that's my hillbilly coming out in me, about what's wrong with the world today. And I had an old boy jump on there and commence to trying to line me out. Oh, it was crazy. I think it was Friday. I gave Carlos a call, told him to go read it, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to delete them messages or if I wanted to tear him up, and that I'd decide by the end of the day. He went in and deleted his messages. All right, since '05. Uh, yeah, I hauled containers out of Atlanta there for a while. Did that when I had my truck. But he opened it up, bad mouthing what I'd said, and threw in there at the end of that first one about, I bet you voted red, and why hasn't Trump fixed everything? Really? You know, with me talking about people hating and all that. I made a rebuttal to him, and then he came back with a bunch of garbage. Went all the way to tell me how my kids hated me and challenged me to have my kids put up to come on and say hi and all that. I'm like, you don't know my channel very well. Obviously, you don't even know how my channel got started. How many of y'all remember how this channel got started? You know? But before I could go tear him up, he deleted his messages. I don't know why, but he did. So I even called Carlos and asked him, did you delete that man's messages? He's like, nope. He didn't even get to read them. Oh. Yeah, there's companies out there that let you idle. Actually, CRST that Stone's with lets them idle. But they also run teams, so their truck really shouldn't be shut down that long. It should constantly be moving. But yeah, there's still companies that let you idle. And in this day and age, if they don't let you idle, they got a APAC or something. They got something. Well, New Jersey don't like letting nobody idle. They got their own rules about that. Well, if you live up there by a container port and you're having issues, you ought to talk to some of them companies up there around that port and see if any of them will help you get your CDLs and go driving for them, yanking them containers. Yeah, Brian, unfortunately, that's how it goes too often, dude. Why not Schneider? I've heard a lot of good about Schneider. For their company drivers, I've heard a lot about Schneider. So why are you saying not Schneider? And I am being serious. I hear you, Jeff, but I don't see train no more. I ain't got the patience for it. No, actually, Schneider's pretty high on the pay. And they've got a damn good package deal for the drivers. Now, between 70 and 20 ain't all bad. But don't they have APUs on theirs? You need more than 40 grand to go owner operator. And how long ago did you deal with them, Josh? Is this recent information or was this from a few years ago? And for you that are thinking about calling Schneider, put this on your list of questions. Ask them about the island and the APUs. APU's auxiliary power unit. It's a little diesel rig back here that powers and gives you juice for your microwave and your CPAC, and it also runs a heater air conditioner. He says it's recent, so like I said, put that on your question list. Now, what I was reading, he was saying there is their newer trucks have got the APUs. And you know when you first start out, you're going to get their older trucks till you prove yourself and work your way up the chain. So if you go asking and they tell you it's that their newer trucks do, just know that it is likely you won't get one in your first truck or so. Well, yeah, if you're talking about doing dedicated rail haul, yeah. Yep. Well, actually, that's what happened with my hot shotting. I knew better, but I wasn't in my right frame of mind after losing my son and my dad. And I'd made a stupid decision. I should have knew better. And I lost 2 fuel injectors on my little Ford pickup. And it was diesel. And yeah, the repair on the road is what wiped me out. I never could recover. I find 30 cents a mile a joke as well, but that's what I've told numerous people, is that you hear these drivers telling all the great pay they make and they get home every night. Most of my research for going local or regional, where you're home every weekend, is that they do want to charge you in some fashion, in less miles or less pay or less something. My understanding, Schneider had several packages to offer up on what you was doing. So once again, this is the same thing I preach to you all the time. Do your homework. You call them. Now, I ain't going to say this man's right or wrong, but don't judge a company by what he says on this line here. Don't judge a company by what I say. Call them and talk to them yourself. Have you a list of questions that you ask every company? If you'll go into the phone calls that I've made, me and Stone got talking about that, and we got discussing questions to ask a new company or ask a company when you're a new driver. And write down some of them questions. Print them out so that every company, you can write on top who you're talking to, their contact information, whatnot, and go down that list of questions and write their answer in there. And then when you're done and you've called a half a dozen or however many you want to call, start comparing them. They're not going to be all the same, so you have to decide what you can live with and what you cannot live with. You know? It's just like picking out your home church. You pick out a home church and you go to that church and you start talking to them and you start finding out what that church does and don't believe in and all this, and you have to figure out what you can live with. There's no perfect church. There's no perfect company. There's no perfect driver. So, you know. Well, see, Daryl, I went through something like that in Florida. Now, we're going years back, and I've told it before. I'll tell it again. I'd talked to a owner-operator that was leased on with a company out of Florida, and he was singing all their praises. I got their contact information, and I called them, and this was like in 2005 or something, thereabouts. And I called them up, and they offered me like 25 cents a mile. And I laughed at them and asked them point blank, how can you justify that? And their whole thing is, well, jobs are scarce down here in Florida. I said, well, they ain't in Georgia. So a lot of times that depends upon where you're wanting to run out of as well. Well, that big polio. Okay. What's up, big boy? I don't know when I'll get down your way. Tell Mama hi for me. I want to know if she tried any of my recipes. This is one of my receivers down there. That's how to give me a shout out there. Yep. Yeah, it's raining here. Don't you wish it was raining in California? Thank you, Big. See, now that's one of my favorite places to go to. He's down out of Houston. I go in there and they wave, howdy, Papa, and all this stuff, and we shake hands. And I'm not just a damn truck driver coming in there. I'm Papa Joe. That's how y'all got to work it. You got to start getting to know your receivers and stuff. Build up a rapport. Hey, now I had a Classic XL. I liked it. Well, once again, Brian, that's because you was new. Well, there you just said it. Oh, okay. What dish was it? Him and his wife put out a couple, and they'll be making a couple more. And by all means, if you or the wife have a request, put it on the video and let me know, and I'll tell him. And they'll see about trying to make it for you. She's only been in the States a couple months now. She is a Filipino from the Philippines. And she's trying to get accustomed to our ways of cooking over here. Over there, most of their cooking's still done over charcoal and stuff, or a hot plate. So that's why in the videos there you hear my son giving her a lot of instructions on how to use the appliances and whatnot. She really didn't have a clue. They didn't have that stuff over there. So it's a whole different world for her over here. But she's doing good. Well, give it a try. Oh, no. They live in Georgia and I live in Texas. And he didn't think it would mail very good. No. Yes, sir. I enjoyed coming down y'all's way. That was the Scotch egg. Yeah. Me and Grandma ain't made none of those since she put me on a diet. Yep. He said his problem was finding the lady fingers. They finally found some over there. I ain't sure where. And he's been doing a little research online, and he's finding some Asian and Filipino type stores to take her to get her a little bit of stuff for them to fix dishes more accustomed to what she's used to. I mean, she's been liking the American dishes, don't get me wrong. But a little bit of homesickness there, too. Oh, Big, you still on here? I got a question for your wife. Well, somebody did love me. And 2 more came back. Do I have bad signal here? Oh, my son was telling me that Crystal, his wife, uh, see, now we've been having trouble with that email address. I thought that Carlos had fixed it. Little Joe was supposed to, but he ain't got time. It's simple cooking with Rose and Joe at gmail.com. So, simple cooking with Rose and Joe. And I'll check after the live stream to see if I got a message from you. Now, you should also be, if that don't work for you, which it should, you can always go to the Facebook and send me a message through Facebook. Okay. Brian, Carlos is talking to you. I feel sorry for little Joe and Carlos. They got to try to keep this shit straight. I would have gave up on this YouTube stuff a long time ago, folks, if it wasn't for little Joe. And now Carlos stepped up to deal with some of it. I ain't got patience for all this technology and computer stuff. That's why I started laughing when that screwball the other day said, "Oh, I bet all your kids hate you." There you go. Thank you, Carlos. Oh, Carlos. P.O. Box 529. Goodrich. That's one word, Goodrich, Texas. 77335. Now, did you write that down? I think Carlos is ignoring me. Dadgum, we've damn near went 2 hours already. The Bog Man? Excuse you? All right. I won't be able to check it till I get off my phone. And I'll give you a call sometime. We'll start working out a time for us. Yep, 77335. And you had to back up to catch it again, didn't you? Now, I don't know where you'll put that at. Carlos had asked me a while back for the address. Want to know if I'd let it be put up on the site, and I will. Oh, now I'm the big man. What happened to Bog Man? Y'all got to understand he is Mexican, and sometimes he has trouble with English. But we still love him. Well, we do. I ain't sure about his wife. She's probably over there hitting him right now. Probably telling him he's making all Mexicans look bad and smacking him around. Oh, well, it's going to quit raining, it looks like. It's still sprinkling out there. No fires around here. I had a big fire going at the house yesterday. It'll be the last time that burn area. Grandma came out. We got talking while that fire was burning. Big as our place is, we get quite a few brush piles built up. All the trees we got in the yard, it's forever picking up branches and twigs and stuff and throw them in one pile, usually on top of a stump. But and we got some big old pine trees, so this time of year pine needles are falling. So take her with you? Take who with me? Grandma? I don't even like that old woman. She's meaner than hell. Okay, that might not be quite true. I like her a little bit. That's why I married her. But had Lakota picking up all them pine needles. I went ahead and set it off. Me and Grandma got talking. Well, we used to have the burn spot over there. Then it moved down here. Then it moved here. Now that's where we're at now. And I said, yep, and this is the last burning for it here. So, oh, okay. So, that would be the last burn spot there, and we move it on down farther. As we reclaim part of the property, we keep moving our burn area back. So we got a place where when we did all that work in the mud, we accumulated quite a few big pieces of wood over there. So that one to get burnt next. So now it's time for all that little stuff to get thrown over there. Okay, Carlos, I missed what you talked to Josh about, but cool, you covered it. Oh. Oh, I meant to get out and check my fuse box today, and I ain't had a chance to do it. And it's down there in the floor. I got to get outside to do it, and I ain't getting out in the rain. My cruise control ain't working, and that's killing me. So, what, going on 9 o'clock? Let's set this up for the yard. I know that's where I'll end up at. Right there. Would be about 700 miles more or less.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
Boy, I missed that. 581. I hear you. And there ought to be a crescent wrench and a ratchet wrench, a screwdriver. Yeah, I hear you. No, we ain't getting no shovels. That's too much like work. You You dig yourself a hole like that. Oh. And you know what to do when you find yourself digging yourself in a hole, right? Quit digging. Well, I'm awful tempted to go ahead and bud that dock tonight. Damn it. Feels like it's warming up down here. Or else I'm having one of them heat waves. Oh, goodness. Well, I wonder where I'll pick up at tomorrow. Dispatcher was complaining earlier, but it's so far out of here, damn near 200 miles to get a decent paying load if we go in the direction of the yard. He has been known to send me backwards, which I don't like, down New Orleans part of the area. So, oh, excuse me. Y'all gonna have to send me to bed before long. Yeah, people driving off like flies. I guess I got boring to them. Well, just shame on them. Can't entertain everybody all the time, right? I'm going to fire up my AC. And I ain't going in the back to do it. We'll see what that does. Yeah, 55 degrees. What it says anyway. Yeah, we give it a few more minutes, bust that 2-hour mark. Alright, bye. Be careful out there. Good luck to you on whatever you're going to try next. I hear you, Brian. There's a ton of people that come on and watch and they don't talk. Then after a little bit they get bored and they just drop off. I've gotten used to it. Well, you just took all their fun away telling them to be safe. Cooled it off pretty quick in here. I guess Big disappeared on me, dadgummit. Actually, no, they don't. I found that out in Denver a couple years back. But, well, I don't know if the APU ones do or not. I know the ones on these battery ones do not. That was one of the things I'd asked our maintenance people when I was out there in that cold. Roads all closed up. I was sitting at a TA, and I'd asked him, I said, now, do these things have any kind of a tank warmer on them? Nope. So I fired her up and I idled. And matter of fact, wound up going through 2 setting regens, said they're idled so long. And he's calling me and asking me, are you idling? Yeah. Why are you idling all this time? I said, you told me there wasn't no damn tank heaters on this thing. Do you realize it's below zero out here? Oh yeah, I forgot. I ain't. Then when everything started thawing out, I'm watching these trucks. They got service trucks coming out to them. Some of them's getting towed into the garage to thaw out. Me and him was talking again, and I said, well, good thing is I'm not waiting on a dragging wagon, and I ain't having to be pulled inside to let my fuel ungel. So yeah, it cost the boss, I think I sat there about 3 days. It cost him a little bit for me sat there and idle, but I didn't gel up. Didn't run my battery down like some of them did. All right, Carlos, good night, brother. I'm going to only be on here a couple more minutes, make it past that 2-hour mark again. I ain't sure how long that other one was, 2 hours and a minute or something. So, I'll make it a couple more minutes. Especially since rain's coming in that window. Maybe I ought to put that one down. It don't look so bad there. There we go. Yeah. I think you meant the 911 in there. That 911's good stuff. And what I like most about it, you can actually put it in your fuel filter and it'll run your truck. You can start your truck off of it. Well, there's the 2-hour mark. I'll give it a couple more minutes and I'm going to bail on y'all. Anything you want to talk about before I get off of here? Well, that's everybody's downfall, Josh. Well, the majority of us. I tell people, if you don't like your wife and kids and want a divorce, best thing to do is start trucking. Because it's hard on the family life. Oh. All right, folks. I appreciate y'all coming in. If you would, go over to the Facebook. Check it out. A little bit of stuff on there for you. Go to the Patreon page. Help support the channel. I would appreciate the help. We got t-shirts. Go check out the t-shirts. Maybe grab you one for yourself for Christmas. Buy yourself a Christmas present. One of my shirts. Other than that, thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate you. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you, and so do I. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Good night. I scared you with that sound. What sound? This one? Beating on my truck? My steering wheel? Alright, who you be safe. Good night, everybody. Right back at you, Bobby.